So this chapter basically had a lot of exposition and character writing for Hakari, which it's always glad in my part. And yeah, I absolutely love his dialogue within this chapter. So without further ado, let's just hop right into it. So we pick up from last chapter where Hakari was talking with Yuji, and he was basically like, you could get a monthly income of 1,000,000 yen, but by working for 1 hour a day. Would you believe me if I told you that? And then Itadori is basically like, that kind of sounds dishonest, and Hakari basically goes on about this whole speech about scamming, and basically he has a love for people's passion. Passion? But if a scammer and the scammed have passion, I'm going to change my life. People get carried away with their passion and end up making rash decisions. But without passion, people can't even fall in love. I adore people's passions. A more direct exchange of passion, you know what that is? Gambling? Cuckoo, you hit the nail on the head. Life is a gamble. There's a mountain of women that dumped me because they despised gambling, but they all got it wrong. The ones who can't bet big, and the ones who don't know when to call it quits, they're the ones that get cast out aside from our society. There's not a person on this earth that doesn't gamble. What they hate isn't gambling, it's a loss and a run. Aren't for people that just want peaceful lives? I don't know anyone like that. I love passion. Passion is gambling, and gambling is life. And love is control. With my Fight Club, I eventually want to control the country's passion. Now is a perfect chance for me to expand my business, since the existence of cursed spirits have now been publicized and Jujutsu headquarters is barely functional. I'll crush all obstacles and force them to publicly accept my Fight Club in the upcoming revisions to the Jujutsu regulations. In any case, I need capable pawns, Itadori. So the speech right there basically is what Hakari and his philosophy is basically based on. And it's a philosophy that life is a gamble, and if you don't know when to quit, then you'll basically never win. Or if you can't bet the big bucks, or if you can't bet big, then you're basically cast out from the society. And we actually get a goal on what Hakari says or plans to do with this Fight Club of his, and it's to control the, I guess, country's passion, which I believe in what I just said. I believe that he's trying to control the entire gambling site, or the entire country's, or I guess Japan's entire gambling network, and to basically get himself very rich, which would in return control the country's passion. Which, yeah, that's a lot, but it's basically based off of what he just said in his philosophies and passion and gambling. So we get two bits of information, which is pretty much game changing, and I don't think this was ever stated in the manga, but apparently cursed spirits have become publicized, and now that I'm thinking back to it, after Shibuya, we got that massive double-page spread of people basically like, should we reveal cursed spirits to the public? And I don't feel like it was ever stated that it was, but I could be wrong on that. But now it's basically confirmed that cursed spirits are public knowledge now. Jujutsu headquarters is basically not functional. So the entire Jujutsu society is not functioning right now. So I guess our team of Yuji and Megumi is the only team that's actually going after the Kenjaku, is something that I would suppose. And then all of a sudden, Hakari's phone starts ringing, which, if you watch the spoilers, you would know that this is basically important for what happens later in the chapter. And Hakari basically is like, Itadori fancies something to drink. Itadori basically replies, but no alcohol. And then he's like, you can't handle liquor. And then Itadori responds with, I'm underage. You don't look like the type to get carried by that. And then Hakari, if you read the spoilers, basically says, did you know that Gojo Satoru also can't handle liquor? And then Yuji's like, who's Gojo? And it's not also, I can. But in the spoilers, it made Itadori sound like he was being dumb, and as soon as Hakari said Gojo, he was like, oh yeah, I know who Gojo is. But apparently it seems like Itadori is able to keep his cold, or keep a level head, and to not reveal anything about him himself. But in the next question, he basically reveals who he is. Hikari's like, no way, there isn't a single sorcerer who hasn't heard of Gojo Satoru. Why did you pretend not to know him? And I feel like the thing that sets Hakari off is he sees the, I guess, looking at Itadori's face, where he basically is drinking, and then he pulls it out, and then looks really shocked, and then I think that's what got him to literally understand that Itadori is part of Jujutsu High. Then Hakari basically asks the big question of, are you from Jujutsu High? And Itadori is like, listen, I'm... And then out of nowhere, Hakari activates his curse technique, which, if you read the spoilers, is something to do with the Tommy match, which I still don't understand. Wait, listen, and then he pretty much puts Itadori in a guillotine-like position, and then kicks him in the chin, sending him flying up, and then... he pretty much grabs onto Hakari's collar and just like headbutts him and is like, listen, I don't wanna, I've already cooled off. And that's the end of the scene right there, and then we switch over to Kurara and Megumi's position. So the scene right here is actually very interesting in my opinion, because we got a lot of information out of this, and it's Megumi's like, we're not on Jujutsu High's side, we need Hakari's help with what basically is happening in Tokyo right now, when Tokyo has technically fallen because of cursed spirits. And then Kuroro is basically like, you guys know that you guys left us out in the first place. Serves you right. And Megumi is basically like, what happened between you two and the higher-ups? And Panda steps in and is like, we had an argument with the conservative faction. The conservative and their name just doesn't apply to their stance towards regulations. They have thoughts like, Jujutsu should be this way. For example, Kurigisaki's curse technique is a model Jujutsu that the conservatives would like. And if you don't know what conservative means, it's basically like keeping traditional values and not trying to innovate or change anything towards it. So the conservative faction is basically this new group of people that want to keep the old Jujutsu highs, like regulations and rules and stuff, and how they model Jujutsu as. And then Panda basically brings up, as times change, Jujutsu can also become invoked with new tech like cursed videos that were popular back in the day, which cursed videos it's a weird concept. I don't understand it. I hope that in like the next chapter they like under or go over what cursed videos means, because I don't even know what it means. And we actually get a I would say this is like an answer to her why Hakari beat up one of the higher-ups, is because apparently the conservatives don't like Hakari's curse technique, as it doesn't really hold up traditional values, and whatever it is, apparently it isn't like a normal technique. And he's basically like, that's why the dumb higher-ups lost, but you guys had Satoru Gojo to wipe your asses. And then she's basically like, I don't understand why you guys are relying on us, and that you have Gojo. But Megumi basically simply says that Gojo was sealed, and that's why we lost. But we actually get a pretty funny Panda of Kurara looking absolutely confused, and Panda and Megumi are like, Kurara doesn't believe us, well, I understand, but this person is the closest one to Hakari. And then at the end of the chapter, Megumi pulls out Rabbit Escape, and he's basically like, rabbits, if I can persuade this person, negotiations with Hakari will go smoother. And that was the end of the chapter, so we got a lot of information concerning what the higher-ups want, or I guess another faction. Actually, this kind of reminded me like politics, kind of. You know how we have conservatives and they want to keep everything the same, and then we have, I guess, progression, I don't even know how to say their names, but progressives, where we try to progress and innovate the world at large, or the country at large. And tell me what you guys thought about the chapter down below. As always, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, like, do all that. Follow all my social medias in the description down below. And yeah, it's been your host, Vinland, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.